8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to this episode of 49 Faithfully. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. TL, what's up, my guy? How you doing? Happy Friday.
Hold up, how you doing? I
Good.
just was smirking because when the countdown was coming down, I had to reread the title again. I just had to laugh at the snatching sax part. That's comedy.
And as our guy Symmetry, what's up, says, episode title pause. So, the episode title is 49ers start off fast, kicking balls and snatching sacks. No pause, because that's what they did. I originally had it snatching souls, and then I'm like, oh no, snatching sacks, that works. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
What's up, Melissa? Hope you're doing well. We're going to get to this. So I'm going to start this. We'll come back to that. What's up, Dawn? Hope you're well as well. Yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody is great. I hope everybody is getting a great start to their weekend. And soon we'll have 49ers football.
Yep.
I'm
48
excited.
hours.
Yeah, I'm excited for this game. This should be a good one, especially since, the Rams won week 1 as well. Kind of has Rams fans and, people thinking that the Rams are something. So this game should be great. But before we get into that, I do want to touch on the Steelers game a little bit because, we haven't got to talk about, me and you haven't talked about that yet. What's up, Alberto? I see you. But before we get into that, why don't we go ahead and start the people that are here, have you guys get entered into a giveaway. So, who should we start with?
I picked Drake Jackson.
Yeah, I picked the 3 guys that went off, especially this week in CMC, Brandon Ayuk, and Drake Jackson. And then the last giveaway of the day is going to be this Deebo Samuel bang. And because this card happened in a Rams game, it says at the bottom that it happened 49ers versus Rams, January 30th, 2022. So that's where they got the picture for that card. So
okay.
I thought it would be great to close with that card. All right, so we'll start off with Drake Jackson then. Go ahead and get your numbers in. You know the deal, 1 through 100. Start off with Mr. 3 Sacks himself, Drake Jackson. I've told this story already, on the other shows that I've done, but I haven't done a show with you. So I'll tell it and then I'll get your thoughts on the, Steelers game. So every sack that Drake Jackson would get, right? The first one, the first sack he gets, I'm screaming, right? Like, yeah, that's for all you motherfuckers that wanted to trade him or wanted him replaced every chance you got, right? And so I'm watching the game sitting next to Z, she's sitting there next to me and she's just cracking up, right? Because I'm just yelling at the TV and yelling at imaginary people that aren't there. And so then the second sack, goes and then I just get like that much louder, right? I'm like, yeah, now what? You guys are looking stupid now. And I'm having to tweet every time, every time he gets sacked, I'm having to put a tweet out like, oh, but you guys wanted him replaced. There goes sack number 1. There goes sack number 2. And so each sack, I just got louder and more crazy and, probably put out more dumbass tweets, the crazier I got. But yeah, so I was super excited for him. And, some people want to discredit him because, a couple of them or one of them was, a cleanup sack and, whatnot. But at the end of the day, somebody has to be there to get it. Nobody else was there to clean it up and get the sack. So, if he wasn't there, but the guy, would have went free. So like, why? I don't think we should discredit him for that. But I think it just shows, like good things to come, for that. That's the first time that whole defensive line has even got any playing time together.
I know.
Both have been gone the whole freaking time. So I think they played great. So I think as the season goes, they're just going to get that chemistry, more and more. and we should expect great things. If what we saw Sunday is any
indication.
yeah, of what's to come.
Hmm.
So yeah, obviously we know what was the freaking score? 30-7.
Hmm.
Ass kicking. I think most of us, had thought when we did score predictions that the score was going to be close. We talked about, that both teams having a great defense. And really, from the time the 49ers stepped foot on that field, it was the 49ers field. 3-and-out, 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 3-and-out for the Steelers. Like, it was crazy. Like, they couldn't get anything going. Like, Pickett looked, oh my God.
Look lost.
Yeah, he was like back there, like didn't know what to do. He's just like, it's like you have one guy, Pickens, to throw to, and it's like he couldn't find him. Like what are you doing? Like he wasn't even, I don't know, it's crazy. Even obviously we know TJ Watt's going to be TJ Watt. We talked about that.
Beast.
Yeah, before the game even had started, that he was going to get his, but and he did. But I think other than that, the 49ers dominated that game. What are your initial thoughts, overall thoughts?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said about the Drake Jackson thing and people wanting him replaced, and this, the draft, free agency, all that stuff is just a crapshoot. Like, everybody can guess and see what they want, and but I'm gonna give you and I some kudos for a second here, because even though the draft and free agency is a crapshoot, you and I both knew that we weren't picking edge early. You and I both were on the show for months after the season ended, doing all these mock drafts. You and I kept saying, and you were consistent. No, we're drafting safety. Safety is the most prominent need. We don't need an edge, because Drake Jackson, he's going to be that guy opposite of Bosa. Like, you and I just knew it. So kudos to you and I for saying that, because it didn't make sense to try to get rid of him when he showed flashes last year. You know what I mean? Like, he was a rookie. Like, he just, it's one of those things. And you're right. Like, both, the D line as a group, it was their first time playing together. Yeah, they practiced a couple days here and there when Bosa signed his deal, but it was very limited. And the name Bosa just holds weight. It just holds weight, regardless of him holding out OTAs, training camp, preseason, all this stuff. His name holds weight, and he's still gonna get double teamed. Period. And I got two words for you that Miriah and I have been talking about since free agency started. Javon Hargrave. Him and Bosa both demand double teams. And we said him being on this team is going to make everybody else, Eric Armstead, Drake Jackson, Cleveland Farrell, whoever they want to rotate, is going to get them single coverage every single time, and it's going to let them eat. And it showed Sunday. Drake Jackson, I predicted like 8.5 to 9 sacks for the year. I mean, yeah, he's not going to have 3 sacks every game. That's just ridiculous. But he might end up with about 12 sacks, 12, 13 sacks. Even if he doesn't get one the next game, he's on the trajectory he's on is great. So yeah, so this his defense was cooking. Like, everybody was kind of worried about how it looked in preseason and training camp and stuff like that. But everything's very vanilla. And I think Wilkes showed his bag. Like, he was in his bag. And I give him his props. And yeah, like, we dominated, and I think it just sucked for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense because they had no time to rest. Like, the defense was, like you said, it was 3-and-out, 3-and-out, 3-and-out. Then we go in there and we scored quick on multiple occasions. So it was like, man, like, this team was doomed from the start. Like, after we went up the field and Ayuk was just cooking. He was just cooking. And you and I said on the show, like, with Patrick Peterson opening his mouth, that's going to make everything worse, because I think Sim is still on here, and I know he played football, and I played football for a long time. And I tweeted this. I said, him making his comment is making him gamble all game. Because he wants to back up his talk. He wants to go out there and get an interception so bad that he's over pursuing stuff. And I tweeted, when you play football and you over pursue, when you think too much and you don't let the game come to you, is when you start making the mistakes. and he was getting absolutely cooked by Brandon Ayuk. And he tried his best to get that interception. He came close, but it didn't work out for him. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad that we came out there doing what we did. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the game. Everything was everything I feel like looked good. There's a couple areas that could be better. That right side of the line, obviously, and special teams needs to do a better job.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no complaints. Like it's week 1, we went out there, we took care of business, we punished them, and we put the NFL on notice.
Yep. Those that have joined, make sure that you guys get into the Drake Jackson giveaway. That's who we're starting with. Let me say what's up to a couple people. We got Rob D in the house. What's up, Rob? JDLR says, my parents think I'm crazy when I watch these games. Yeah, my wife definitely thinks. You should see when we first started dating, like you always try to be like, the best version of yourself, right? Like, so, but, when we'd go out to, my mom's a bartender, was a bartender here in Vegas. So we'd go to her bar on Sundays and watch the 49ers game. And so at least I wasn't there acting like so crazy, right? Because I'm out in public. But, I got a little loud. And then the first couple of times, like, we actually stay home and watch the game. She's like, oh, boy. She's like, this is what I'm in for. I'm like, yep, get ready. I'm like, this is just mild. So it's just gotten worse and worse, as years go on. I thought I had seen someone. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, I remember. All the way up here. Let me find his message. I'm going to find him specifically so he doesn't think I forgot about him here. Throwback. What's up, Throwback? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate everything that you do, sir.
Always showing support.
Yep. To everybody, too. Like
that's what I'm saying.
He's great.
He's show support to everybody. Like he's not a homer. He's not biased. Everybody who's out there grinding, he gives respect to. So respect to you, Throwback.
Yep. All right. So get into this Drake Jackson giveaway, and I'll give you guys a couple more minutes, and I want to talk about something real quick while we do that. And it's about the Ambry Thomas situation. I think we were both really excited, obviously, that Ambry made the squad, and looking forward to him, playing and doing well this season. And in the first game of the season, I think it was like second quarter, he gets benched. And I personally think that Oliver will probably start this week against the Rams. Normally, I don't know, like in the past, when somebody's gotten benched for poor play, like while Shanahan's been the coach, like have they started the next week? Do they normally stay on the bench for a few weeks? Like, I'm not sure, like the past situations, how it works, but I'm going to read this because I thought this was kind of interesting. It says the 49ers made a big defensive back switch at halftime in week 1. Diamador Lenore moved from nickel to outside full time, and Ambry Thomas exited the game. Isaiah Oliver took over at nickel. Shanahan, things dictate the change. We thought they'd all play in the game, but stuff happened in the game that had us adjust. Stuff that's between me and our team. Just watch the film. You might be able to figure it out. Stuff I can't say. Sorry. What we know, the 49ers adjustments removed Thomas from the game. So the stuff Shanahan referred very possibly revolved around the quarterback's first half play. It seemed like once they targeted Ambry the first time and found out that they were able to have success there, that they just hit him till he was pulled from the game at freaking halftime. That's how they were able to get down the field and freaking score so fast right before the half.
I'm gonna have to go back and take a look again because I have the game recorded and see exactly what went wrong. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
obviously, the simple eye can see it. If Shanahan's
yeah,
saying just go back and look at the film, you'll be
I'm
able
at
to tell.
yeah. I mean, it was like a hurry up offense, and they went down. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like a lot of teams fail when it comes to that. When teams are just trying to hurry up and get that last touchdowns, the 2 minute drill, you start playing prevent, which I don't like. You know what I mean? Like prevent defense just prevents you from shutting them down, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna go back and look, and then we'll talk about it on our next show. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, I know it's a grown man sport. Like you gotta do what you gotta do, but that's no way to instill any confidence in somebody.
That's what me and Steph were saying yesterday. Is
Yeah,
that
like you just
totally ripped any confidence, because even remember I said like it was like a totally different Ambry at the presser. He just seemed so much more confident. He was up there talking like, okay, I got this figured out, and now I just feel like any confidence that he had built up, it's done now. Like just the first game back, like the first game of the season, and he's already getting benched. Like,
that's crazy to me. It's not like it's week 3 and it's like, okay, now we see some stuff going on. I mean, like it's been like he's played for 3 games and it's like, okay, he's struggling. We need to pull him. But man, like pull this man at halftime. Like that's wild to me. It's like, it's just and I get it, but at the same time, it's like, are you gonna hold everybody else accountable? You know what I mean? As far as that, like if a offensive if Steve Wilkes calls a bad game, are you going to give the play calling duties to somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like who? Like you can't be. It's just I don't know. It's
penalties
tough.
did play a part in it, but they're not
Yeah,
the only reason why.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Shanahan's telling us that the guy got benched because his play, we can see it in the film. Obviously, he's telling us right there. I mean, it's not just the penalties. The penalties weren't on Ambry, so that's not why Ambry got benched.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and take a look again. That's crazy. But like you said,
Sim
though,
says, corner is a tough position to play. You got to go through it. Some guys can't float. Witherspoon couldn't. And yeah. And remember, once Witherspoon, it was a thing too with his confidence. I felt like once he got in there and he was playing well, like the first little bit, and then something happened. I don't know if it was injury, and then he came back, or I forget what it was, but he had a couple bad games or whatever, and he got pulled and whatever, and his confidence went out the freaking window right then.
Yeah.
I remember felt like he never got it back.
No, he didn't. I remember, I think it was the first year we got Sherman, and I know him and Sherman were working out together. And I remember watching the interview with Witherspoon, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "I've been out there grinding, Sherman's, he's that dude." So he was practicing with a lot of corners that were in the NFL and stuff like that. And I remember Witherspoon saying like these other corners were like, "Man, 49ers got them a gym. Like we should trade for you." And like they were instilling confidence in him, saying, "Man, you're looking good for and he had the size, the speed, 6'3", run a 4.4." But it's just one of those things. I feel like after quarterback and left tackle, I feel like corner is probably the third hardest position to play, because it's one of those things where you have to have amnesia. Like, you make a bad play, you got to get over it fast. Same thing with the quarterback. You throw a pick, you got to get over it. If you're a tackle, you give up a sack, you got to get over it. You know what I mean? So if it's one of those things where you can't get over it, and you let that keep playing in your head and getting in your head, then you're never going to be that dude. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is a tough position. I in my opinion, it's the third hardest position to play on the football field.
Yeah. And it's so like, a corner is never going to have a perfect game, right? Like wide receivers, they get paid to catch the ball, I feel like, and if they give up 1 catch, 2 catch, 3 catches, like that's pretty damn good, but if one of those catches is an explosive or whatever, people are killing them, right? You one bad play and it totally changes the way people look at like a corner.
Yeah.
I feel like
and no receiver on that team blew the doors off.
Yeah, not many other positions you can say that about. That one bad play, can change the way you feel about somebody.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just it's one of those things where it's crazy to me because you look at the stat sheet, these wide receivers didn't have great games. So I don't know. Like I said, I need to go back and watch. I feel bad for the young man. I mean, unless he was just out there dogging it and being lazy, that could be it too. Like maybe he was being lazy out there when the receivers were running their routes. Who knows? I need to go back and take a look and just focus on him and see what they're doing. But yeah, like to me, I usually can see bad play and be like, man, what is this fool doing? But I wasn't focusing on him that much because I feel like our defense was always in that backfield. Like stuff was so like I mean, what was after the first quarter, we had like 99 or 199 yards and they only had like 1 yard. Remember, like it was terrible. Like we were killing them. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Going fishing.
Yeah, I'm saying so. It had to happen. It had to happen on that last drive.
Yeah, and you gotta let one drive be like, oh nope, he's done. Like I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Must be a
crazy.
heavy fish.
All right, we're fishing. I know it's breaking the damn fishing pole. Look at that.
I know.
All right, good luck, everybody.
Number 6. Let me go up to the numbers here. Okay, here we go.
Sim said it's a boot.
Huh.
It's an old tire.
Was that Rob's number?
I
What
don't
is
know if
this,
it
Rob?
came in time. That was supposed to be his number, but I don't know if it came in time. That says 11:55, so
Okay.
I
Rob,
don't think.
Melissa said that Rob D had 11 right before, so okay. So let me go back one more time.
That's shit you gotta pay attention to because I can't see the comments when I have the fishing up.
Yeah, Rob got it. He's the winner with 11.
All right, congrats, Rob. Rob D. Congrats. Congrats. All right, so
Drake Jackson card.
let's do Brandon Ayuk. The man. Get your numbers in 1 through 100. Good luck.
Going off of last year and the way he's starting this year, I got Ayuk like a top 7 receiver in the league right now. Like I feel like he's playing that good.
Yeah, he had a hell of a game, man. And the blocking too. Like I feel like he's exactly what Shanahan loves in a receiver. So it just would be crazy to me if they don't pay him. Like he went through the doghouse, because he was giving up on routes. He wasn't blocking that great, all the reasons, whatever the rumors we heard, who knows which ones are true or not.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
For whatever reason. So he even says himself though, after he went and talked to Shanahan, like it helped. And, like obviously he's been great since, right? He's been on the come up ever since. So I feel like Shanahan was able to use that tough love thing with him. It worked. Like he wasn't like he tried it with Pettis. It didn't freaking work, right?
Yeah. That ain't working on Pettis.
Yeah. And like, I feel like Pettis was the receiver he thought he was going to mold into his, receiver. And then Pettis turned out to be, a cat. So,
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk had to show him, that he was the real dog. And now you see like Brandon Ayuk's running down the field to block and coming out on the sideline, more hyped up, for CMC's touchdown and all that than he was for his own 2 touchdowns. So it's like you molded him into exactly what you want into a wide receiver. So if you let him go now to another team that gets now to reap the benefits of it,
Shameful.
it would just be, it would be fucking ridiculous.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. Ayuk is that dude. He got that. I mean, we always say he's the exact definition of he got that dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
He just goes out there and he, like you said, he blocks his tail off. His route running is immaculate. Like his route running is just, I mean, between him, Diggs, him, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, like those 4, their route running are just like head and shoulders above the rest, in my opinion. Just amazing route runners.
Yeah. Brandon Ayuk, of course.
Yeah, that's your boy. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about, how do you think Brock Purdy's first, real game? We know that he only played, a few drives, whatever, in the preseason. So this was his, first game back from a major injury that, a lot of us didn't even know if he would be playing week 1, if he'd be back week 4, week 6, or, at the very beginning, never play again. Like, you don't know when this kind of shit first happens, So obviously we know he recovered and rehabbed extremely well, got back extremely fast, and looked to me to be Brock Purdy. He, one of the things I had talked about was, how was he going to be mentally? Like, was he going to be scared? Was he going to be scared to get hit again? When in the preseason, it's different. You're playing against third string, guys, whatever. When in real game action, these guys aren't trying to take it easy. They're trying to come in after you, right? Like
most
a 300-pound guy, chasing after your ass. Like how was he gonna be? Like when he was put in that exact situation, like how the injury happened, how was he gonna act? Was he gonna be scared? Was he gonna be afraid to get hit? And I use this phrase a lot. Those last how many ever games Brock played at the end of last season, that he was cool as a cucumber back there. And that was Brock Purdy Sunday. Cool as a freaking cucumber. Like, it didn't look like he wasn't fazed by nothing. Like, it was just, he looks like, I don't know. Like, he's just, he's got it down. He, they say, the people, you just have it, like, and he has it. And after the game, when Kyle, and this has been circulating on social media, Kyle did the locker room speech, whatever, and then Purdy goes and he says something, and after, when they're walking away, Kyle goes and like awkwardly, like tries to put his arm around Purdy and then like hugs Purdy like after, and it's like the first like real like emotion, the first real like love, that we've seen Kyle show a quarterback. Like, like Kyle feels like he has his guy, like and it was funny because you watch the video and Kyle, you can tell like Kyle's just not used to doing that kind of stuff, right? So he's like so awkward about it, but you could tell like that he wanted to, like he's like figuring out like, okay, how do I do this, like and it was like so funny, but at the same time it was like, wow, like like things, didn't work out for the other quarterbacks, and it sucks because who knows what really, Jimmy went through, right? And who knows what, the other quarterbacks, even on other teams that have went through, that have worked with Kyle, some, a lot of them say it's not that easy, especially to be a quarterback for Kyle, right?
Yeah.
But if now Purdy's finally going to get, this Kyle that the other quarterbacks maybe haven't got, that might unlock another level for the 49ers too.
It could.
Finally we have a quarterback that not only can play the position, do all this, but actually has the confidence of his head coach, actually has a head coach that believes in him, a head coach that, tells him, things, and it's not just, always just negative, negative, negative. Oh, you could have done better. You could have done better. You could have done better. Nothing's ever good enough, like those we've seen, quarterbacks say how much that plays a part in how they go out there and perform on the field, because their coach, nobody believes in them. So they're going to go out there and not believe in themselves. And then therefore they're going to play like shit. So finally we have a quarterback that he believes in himself and the head coach believes in him. This team believes in him, and I think that's scary. Teams should be scared.
Yeah. That's well said. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think, everybody has talked about Brock Purdy and, saying that, they don't know if he's the guy and stuff like that, which to me, I still like, I don't want any fool's gold, but it looks different out there with him at quarterback. Cause I think, even though he doesn't have the best attributes, he has the attributes that count, which is a quick processor, stuff like that. I feel like he goes out there, like you said, cool as a cucumber, because I feel like he doesn't even really have to think. And I think with Kyle,
Yeah.
I think Kyle, he wanted a quarterback who trusted his offense. Because everybody, the whole knock on Trey Lance, for instance, was just like, he would hold onto the ball because he wasn't sure if the play would be open or not. Like, well, I don't know if that receiver is going to be open. When Kyle's like, no, it will be. Just trust me and just throw the football. And Brock Purdy doesn't have that issue. So it's one of those things where he just like, okay, like this is supposed to be open, I'm just gonna throw it. He's supposed to be open, I'm gonna throw it. Like he's not hesitant to throw it. And it's funny because like I was talking to my girl's son, and we were talking about, because I used to play baseball and I was a catcher, right? And I had a cannon as a catcher. Like I used to throw people out on my knees, this and that. So then when they tried me out at pitcher, I had no control. I was hitting batters, I wasn't throwing strikes, stuff like that. He was like, "How can that be? How can you like be good at catcher and throw perfectly up the middle to second base when people are trying to steal, but you can't pitch?" I go, "Because I'm not thinking. It's just a quick reaction, like, oh, he's stealing, let me throw it." You know what I mean? Like it was just a quick reaction. But as a pitcher, you're like, okay, a fastball, a slider. Like you have to think a lot as a pitcher, which I feel like it's kind of similar. It's like with Brock Purdy, just like, okay, like I know the playbook. This is what Kyle's telling me. He says, look at my second read. The second read's always going to be open on this play, so he's going to trust. I feel like they're both in cahoots, where they trust each other. Where he's trusting Kyle Shanahan's offense, and Kyle is trusting him to make the correct play. So I think that's why, we say like Kyle finally found his guy, because I feel like like Brock Purdy's just like, okay, like if my coach is telling me the play is going to be there, then I'm going to trust my coach type thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, and I had said something the other day about, because I had some people come at me and, say like, oh, well, why don't you think that Brock Purdy is special? Why don't he is elite? I was like, because I can't justify calling somebody elite and special after 8-9 games. I just can't. You know what I mean? Now, not saying he can't be in the future, or not saying he is right now. And some people see things longer. We always talked about this whole thing with Jimmy. After 5 games, I thought he was that dude. Oh man, we finally found us a good quarterback. We finally did this. We paid him. I had no issue with us paying him at the time. I was like, we finally got our guy. This is and that. And then 2 years later, they're trying to get rid of him. So I think you made a good point this last time when you were talking, when the whole Kirk Cousins thing came about, and it was like, man, I hope Kyle is just, is going to just stick with his guy. And I feel like if Brock Purdy continues to play at this pace and this trajectory, Kirk Cousins ain't coming here. You know what I mean? There's no need for Kirk Cousins to come here. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. I think, even though a lot of people were sour on the whole situation with the quarterback, handling of the quarterback and Trey Lance, because I was even a little upset by it at the same time. But I think Kyle did what's best for the team and got rid of the distraction and all this other stuff, because I'm sure there was guys in the locker room, who wanted to see Trey and all this other stuff. But I think when you finally pick a quarterback and say, this is my guy, and I'm not going to have this musical chairs at quarterback, then it gets everybody on the same page, because now there's nothing to argue about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so thankful. Like I really hope that, you know, this season like goes as planned, and you know, hopefully obviously the goal is to win the Super Bowl, right? But even if we
Yes.
do come up a little bit short, like at least, you know, things go well with Purdy and we can then go into next season, you know, without no drama. The players have the same quarterback 2 years in a row. You know, they don't have to deal with the freaking, you know, quarterback freaking bullshit again, again, and again, and again, and again, year after year after
Yeah.
year. Like we finally, you
Yep.
know, have our guy, you know, like, and I agree, like I'm not ready to anoint him nothing, you know, by any
No.
means, but you know, I will say that I finally enjoy watching 49ers football again. You know, when Purdy's the quarterback. And you know, 2019 was a great year, and I was like so into the 49ers that year. And you know, but still, when Jimmy Garoppolo was there playing quarterback, I still felt like I was gonna shit and puke every time he fucking dropped back. Like I was sick every single time. Like I never enjoyed watching a football game because I never felt safe. Like I never felt like, you know, like they were good because I knew an interception was coming. You
Yeah.
know, like I knew it was going to come. Like it's just when, you know, so like finally now that Purdy's back there, like it's fun. Like he makes the game and watching it fun. Like the way he plays quarterback, the way, like, you know, like, and yeah, even if he has an interception here or there, like he takes care of the ball, he scrambles, he runs, he, you know, gets the ball to his freaking playmakers, you know, like he's doing everything that he needs to do to be a quarterback in this system. He's putting up freaking points. Like how many times with Jimmy, like we have all these playmakers. Kittle was at the top of his freaking game, and he couldn't get no freaking touchdowns. Like 3 fucking touchdowns he would have on the season. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
For you know, a number 1 tight end in the league to have 3, 4 touchdowns in a season.
Yeah. When you got like
Because
Kelsey and all these other guys getting like
yeah,
double digit
14
touchdowns.
and shit. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like because we couldn't score fucking touchdowns, you know, and it was just like, oh my god, finally, you know, we're putting 30 like every game, like to put up over 30 points. Like I don't think we can ask for, you know, much more. Like
Yeah.
if he continues this and you know everybody stays healthy, this team's going to be scary, and I don't know who's going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, it's
because
tough.
like Kittle had said, he said that the Steelers had Minka on him, you know, so they put their number 1 guy guarding him. And he said, so that freed up, you know, CMC, Ayuk, Debo. And he said, no matter who we play, that's what's going to happen. You know, they can put their, you know, teams don't have a whole squad defensive all-stars. It's very rare you have 2 great corners on a team. They'll have 1 superstar cornerback 1 and 1 guy, you know, and whoever in the slot, right? So it's like you put your best guy on whoever is you think is going to be the poison that day. So probably this week the Rams are going to put their best guy on Ayuk because he had the best game, or they're going to put their best guy on Debo because he's the one that always their ass, right? You know, and it's like whoever you put your best guy on, well, the other one's going to go off. So what are you going to do? You know, you can't guard everybody. Yeah,
Yeah, we got a lot of weapons.
I don't know how you're going to be able to stop them. And then with our defense playing the way, you know, that it's playing, if you're having 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and the other team's not able to put any points up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to overreact because it's just one game, obviously, you know, but we'll get into this Rams game. And I think, you know, the outcome of this game will answer a lot of questions as well for both sides.
Yeah, because the Rams surprised me.
All right. We're going to draw the winner for this Ayuk card.
Have to go fishing.
Going to go fishing, so make sure you have your numbers in. Last call.
Since we're talking about fish, and I got a quick question for the chat. If you could pick one animal in the sea that you could be for a date, what would it be?
Speak of the god darn devil.
I would be either a orca or I would be a mako shark. Let me see.
I'd be a dolphin.
You'd be a dolphin. That's what Izzy said, a dolphin. JDLR said an orca. Orcas are just the business, man. Them things are awesome. Let me see. I know we talked about the game and stuff. I also want to give kudos to Moody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was worried about him and all this other stuff, and he looked good.
Yeah, he got my game ball on the other show.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, he hit 3 for 3 field goals,
Yeah.
3 for 3 extra points.
Mm-hmm.
After, having a shitty preseason and then getting injured. And now your first showing is the, real live action. Like, there was a lot of pressure on him, and he came through.
Okay. The number was 10.
And then just a reminder, I know that Grant's show's probably ending now, so I see the numbers are starting to come up a little bit. So the next 2 giveaways we're ending with is going to be CMC, and then we got this Deebo Samuel bang, which was actually done against the Rams, if you see there at the bottom. 49ers versus Rams, January 30th, 2022. So that'll be what we're closing out as a giveaway.
Looks like, how about them Niners won with the number 1?
All right.
That's the
How about
closest.
them Niners?
Somebody said a barracuda. Them things are mean. A giant squid, huh, Sam? That's interesting. Them things are ugly. Those are some deep sea swimmers right there. Them giant squids.
Hold on, talk, because my dog's throwing up.
All right. Yeah, that's some interesting stuff. It said the Kraken. That's funny. Dolphins are amazing animals too. I like dolphins. Has anybody over here ever went snorkeling and actually swam with fish and dolphins and stuff like that? It's an amazing experience. Aquaman. I see that coming out with a part 2 of Aquaman, huh? Okay.
All right. So congrats. How about them Niners?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and start getting your numbers in. We'll go with the CMC, Christian McCaffrey.
With the best number at that. I love that's my favorite number, 23.
Get the numbers in 1 through 100. Good luck, everybody. Let's switch on over to those Rams. I do want to start with something though, and that is I do want to send, thoughts and prayers out to Stetson Bennett, the Rams, rookie quarterback that they drafted this year. He was placed on, like an NFI list or whatever this week. And the info, like, we had a Rams fan come up in our space right before the show had started and told us that the reason was because he had to be admitted into rehab for pills. So, having dealt with things myself, having known people who have dealt with things, I'm glad that he's getting help. Hope everything, I hope it works. And, that soon again, he will be out there playing football. But I'm glad he's taking away the time, from the game and taking the time that he needs to get better. So I did want to send some love out to, them, to the Bennett family, to everybody involved, and to the Rams for however the situation came about, that they knew he needed help or whatever. And were able to, work that out with him. So, shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
But now it's back to fuck those Rams.
Yeah. Basically.
So, kind of just, what are your overall thoughts? Because I had just talked about teams not being able to stop all these weapons, and the Rams, and I had a Rams content creator on yesterday on mine and Steph's show. Shout out to Alexis. She was full of great information. He talked about how, her defense is all young. Well, the Rams defense is all young. And, besides Aaron Donald, basically he's taken on that leadership role. And, it's just like him and the babies pretty much. And, I asked her, I'm like, so your cornerbacks, you got Durant, you got Kendrick, who, kind of did some things in the first game. And then you have Akella Witherspoon. Like, how are you going to be able to stop us, And even she was like, we're not. They're not, safeties, they have Jordan Fuller and Russ Yeast. Like, Yeast is going to stop somebody. I don't know, but I don't know. I think that they, this Rams team, we're so used to the Rams having, the great defense, right? Aaron Donald, you got all these big name playmakers on the defense.
Jalen
and then their
Ramsey back in the
offense,
day,
their offense would be, keeping up. Well, now it's like, okay, their offense is going to have to put up a shit ton of points because their defense ain't going to be able to stop anybody. So in order for them to stay in games, their offense is going to have to be able to go to shootouts with teams, right? Because their team's not going to be able to stop anybody from putting up points. So at least teams like us, teams with weapons like us, they're not going to be able to stop.
Yeah.
I know, and we have it. It's weird because when we play, I feel like when we play players that have kind of been like casted off from the 49ers, they always seem to have a good game against the 49ers.
Oh no.
It'll be like the trashiest play, like freaking Pettis hasn't done shit since he left the 49ers, and the one good game freaking that he has,
like a 70-yard
is
touchdown.
Chicago against the 49ers, and it's just like, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, this is Witherspoon's best game of his whole freaking career,
2 picks or something, or
but still, I just don't feel like yeah. I just don't feel like they're going to be able to stop us. What are your thoughts? What do you think?
I will say this. I thought the Rams did an excellent job against the Seahawks. I did not expect that. When I saw they put up 30 points, because the Seahawks, they got weapons too. Jackson Smith-Njigba, they got, obviously Metcalf, they got Lockett, they got a great running back in Kenneth Walker. And then, Geno Smith, he's resurrected his career. So I'm like, okay, the Seahawks should win at least by 10 points. Then when I saw the score was like 30-13 or something like that, I go, what in the world just happened here? Like, I thought I had to look at it twice. Like, did this really just happen? And I'm like, wow, but every dog has his day. I do not see the Rams getting 30 on us.
It was also week 1.
Yeah, and they were getting beat by Tutu Atwell, and so I'm like, Tutu Atwell's funny. Like, I remember he got drafted a couple of years ago, and now his name's finally to come into form. Like, oh, okay, I remember that guy. When he came out of, I think, Louisville or something like that. And he's little too,
he's
like
quick.
5'7", 150 pounds. He is fast. Yeah. I don't know, like you said, it's week 1, but I just feel like you hit a bunch of excellent points when you're just saying now how this team just looks locked in. Like, I think just the distractions being gone, Bosa being back, like everybody was so happy that he came back. I mean, preseason week 3, they were doing celebrations, like, doing the Bosa celebration, like, hey, sign my boy, you know what I mean? So I just think this team is locked in. I mean, we look good right now. I mean, you said it. I mean, there's only maybe 2 or 3 teams that could probably stop us, honestly. Like, if we're both on the same, like we're both having good days, you know what I mean? It can go either way. So I think I definitely think we get the W on this game. And I'm going to say for my score prediction, I'm going to go Niners 28, Rams 13. I'm going to say 28-13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give mine in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that right now. Is the Rams are wearing their away jerseys, which means the 49ers are wearing their home jerseys to the Rams home opener. It's like if you needed any more of a freaking joke. And so we asked Alexis about this yesterday when she was on the show, and she said that the reasoning behind them, because we were like, why would they be wearing their away jersey, at their home opener? And she said because the Rams a couple years ago or whatever released the blue jerseys, and they released a bone colored jersey. Well, the bone colored jersey didn't sell well and was shit, and the whole fan base hates it. And that is supposed to be the jerseys that they wear. Well, since nobody likes them, the Rams decided, well, we're not going to wear those on, our home opener. We're going to wear the jerseys that everybody likes. So there you have it. And I'm like, out of all teams, though, for them to do it with, why would you do it with the 49ers? When we already take over the stadium, you already have the players' wives, begging the freaking fan base to go to the games. Like, how much more ammo do you need to give them? And I even asked her about, do you guys know about Levi South? And she started laughing. She's like, yes. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I'm just making sure that you guys knew, that's our home. So. But yeah, to have, that's so embarrassing. The 49ers, really I hope they go in there and destroy these fools on their freaking home opener with their away jerseys on. Everybody got your numbers in for CMC, and then we'll do the giveaway for the Debo, and then we're going to get out of here. So, last call. Last call for alcohol. Yeah.
We're in Vegas. There is no last call. Not for real. JV, what up, my guy?
Hey, John V.
I see you had a blast in Pittsburgh. I'm happy for you.
What's
fam.
up, Collie?
What's up, Miss Deb? Boy.
Appreciate you coming through.
About Witherspoon.
All right, we're drawing. Good luck. $43.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Bebop plus 42. Let me see if anybody else is on the money. I doubt it.
Hey, Bebop-aroni. Bebop got it, I'm sure.
Wait, yep. David McNiner put 42, but he put it after Bebop, so it doesn't count. Let me see. Let me go back up and look again.
That's why it's important to look at numbers above yours. Miss Debbie, if you're still here, I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
My love, number my 42. Prayers. As soon as TL stops interrupting me, my love and my prayers go out to you always.
Miss, is it okay if I talk now?
Well, every time I've tried to say hi to her, you've interrupted me 4 freaking times now.
Well, you keep. I don't know if it's mine or yours, but
I'm like,
you keep
okay, you
freezing,
don't
so I
want me to
can't hear
say
you
hi to Miss
sometimes.
Debbie, I guess.
Huh? See, you keep freezing on me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's you or me.
Well, it's when I do whenever I share the fish, it freezes my screen. Like, you should know that by now.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you'll talk and then you'll
Every
sound
time.
like a robot. R2D2 on me.
Yeah. Because I have to be running 35 programs at once back here.
So
all right.
smart.
We got the Deebo Samuel bang going off in the Rams game. You know how he does. Aaron Donald, who? Get those numbers
Deebo
in.
loves the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Deebo
1
loves
through 100. Good luck, everybody.
On Thursday night. First number in. Rob.
What's up, Shasho?
Stafford who?
Yeah. Well, Stafford's actually one of the only players that looked good on.
Yeah.
Stafford, if the Rams are going to do anything this season, it's going to have to come on Stafford freaking carrying them because.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't
JD,
have much
you got to pick another number,
else.
brother.
Already?
23 is already taken.
Let's see. 19.
Rob has 23 out. Miss Deb has 68.
Let's see if Shasho wins with Deebo's number. John B put it. Oh my God, that's a beauty. Then he's not going to win because he puts duplicates.
He changed it from 23 to 28.
Get him in. Because we're drawing. So, let me give you my prediction. I'm going to TL's prediction was 28-13. I have every person I've done a show with this week, all my co-host predictions right here. Bashar said 35-13. Ryan said 37-14. Steph has 34-13. So Steph picks 13, you pick 13, Bashar picks 13, and Ryan picks 14.
That's crazy.
I have 2 scores written down. Those that have already seen the shows, no. I have 1 score with my heart and 1 score with my brain.
Okay.
The score with my heart is 31-0. That's right. The score with my brain is 31-3.
Dang. Well, you think we just manhandle these dudes, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Don't give them shit. If you got to give them a field goal, okay. 2 at the most. But don't let him score a touchdown.
Did you see that we pitched another second half shutout?
Yep.
His defense is just
almost a fucking first half until the last damn minute.
Yeah. Symmetry said your brain gave him a field goal.
Yep.
Dang, you think we're gonna just smash on these dudes? Okay, I'm feeling that.
Alberto said 38-0. Melissa says 35-10.
Little colleague said, "Molly whopped these bums like we did Pittsburgh." Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too? Like looking at all these, and I know it was only been week 1 that we had the first game on Thursday. I think other than us, the only team that's really looked impressive has been Dallas.
In the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, I think what was it? The Chargers and Dolphins played a very good game, high scoring, but like as far as both sides of the ball, Like if Dolphins and Chargers go in, or Dolphins Chargers go in, giving up that many points, it says curtains for them. Show's over. Like they can't be allowing that many points.
Yeah.
But as far as like that defense, man, us and Dallas, those only teams that really have been impressive on both sides of the ball. How about the Niners has 41-17? Okay.
Woo!
41, huh?
Like it. We know Sim, he do score predictions, so he says victory.
Yeah, he does. Izzy said she needs a prayer too. Y'all, please add my mom to her players. Her rhythm is off, so she has to wear a monitor for 2 weeks. I'm worried about her. I got you, Izzy.
Definitely will.
Got you.
Yeah, John B had some amazing seats. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, he did.
He was like right there. I heard a couple different people tell me that they were talking to Steeler fans and like that have season tickets that are always there, and they've said in all their years of being there, they've never have seen the 40 fans like the 49er fans just come in and take over everything. Like that's all you seen was red everywhere. The airports, the bars, the restaurants, the game was full, like the streets, like that. It was crazy. Like they really went and freaking just took over, so shout out to all the faithful, because y'all freaking really rock. Like to be able to take over, to take over another California stadium is one thing, it's in the same state. Like it's not that hard for people to get there, but you're taking over a stadium literally across the freaking United States from where the team's home is, like that's hats off to everybody that went, because you guys freaking show up for all of us faithful. Like not, all of us aren't able to go, obviously. So the ones that do and they are able to get there, like you guys are showing out for all of us. So we appreciate y'all.
Even Collie said that. He said he had several Steelers fans tell him that when he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We travel very well.
Mm-hmm.
Are gonna shut them down?
11 straight regular season win streak.
Yeah, somebody said let's make it 12.
I don't count going from last year though. I start over, new season, new everything. So we're on a 1-game streak to me. David says, my heart wants 49-0 49ers. My brain says 38-12 49ers. Everybody's showing love to Melissa. The Brownies are going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm surprised they shut Joe Burrow down.
They always beat the freaking. I don't know why everybody's so surprised. Like, look at the records between the Browns and the freaking Bengals going back to how many years. Like, the Browns always beat the fucking Bengals. I don't know why you're surprised.
I'm not surprised they beat them. I'm surprised how Joe Burrow looked. He was terrible.
I'm expecting, a lot different this week. Like week 1, do we remember we went into Chicago and got our asses beat in week 1 last season? Like if everybody just went off of week 1, the way teams looked, nobody would be thinking we were shit last year. So people want to think the Rams or something, that the Bengals aren't going to be shit. And it's just like, come on.
Well, the Bengals are going to be good.
Week 1 over fucking reactions are like the craziest.
He got that contract and then ended up getting benched like fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Burrow is 1-5 to the Browns. That his ass loses to the Browns. It happens every fucking year.
Yeah, there's just some teams that have your number.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be there at the end, I think.
All right, everybody got your numbers in. Again, this is the giveaway we're doing right now. Debo banging those Steelers.
Pause.
Getting ready for Moody to be kicking balls and the defense to be snatching sacks.
That's hilarious. All right. Time to go fishing again.
Shaw says, you guys going to any games? I just got my tickets to week 18. Week 18.
Week 18. Who do we play that game? I don't even know.
I know the Rams is the last game of the season.
I guess that's the game he's
So I
going
guess
to.
then.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to go to the game in Arizona.
Arizona game.
Yeah. No games at home. It's too far for me to be able to get there.
Yeah, at least if you go to Arizona, it's only Phoenix, only a 4-hour drive from here.
Yep. That's why we chose that one.
Yeah.
All right. Last call. Let's go fishing.
Melissa always picks number 57.
All right. Good luck. Bang, bang.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Well, we already know who won that one.
Number 57.
That's crazy.
Just had said it.
Now they're really going to think it's rigged.
Melissa gets the Debo bang.
That is crazy.
And this is what we have. Actually from Nothing But Niners sticker, Birth of a Dynasty. Shout out to Mike and Nothing But Niners. This is what you get for guessing exactly right. So that'll go in your bag as well. Shout out to you,
Alexa
Melissa.
was less than
The fishing pole was on Melissa's side.
that's crazy.
You're like, Melissa always picks 57.
Yeah. And yeah, I noticed that because I know she's a big fan of Drake Greenlaw, so I'm like, she always picks 57 and hit right on the money. That's crazy. I need to forget Izzy with the lottery. I need it too.
Yeah. All right. So Sunday game day. Everybody have a great game day. Hope these 49ers go in there and take care of business like we all are expecting them to.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be coming next week and being sad and having to be crying on here when the 49ers lose. So I want to come back happy with the 49ers winning. So yeah. You have any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I think let's just go in there and dominate like we did week 1. And like you said, if it's a shutout, even better. I would love for it to be a shutout. My mom's a Rams fan, and my woman's mom's a Rams fan, so I would love to talk trash to both of them.
Yeah, my stepdad is, and all my brothers and sisters. So.
Oh, so yeah, it's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chat, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank y'all for kicking it with us. I know it's an earlier show than usual, so not that many people are able to get here, but those that were, we appreciate you all. Those that watch back on replay, we appreciate you all. Hit that like button, share it with your people, please. We're trying to grow the channel. We got a couple of autograph things to go out once we hit 600 subs. We're almost there, so help us get there, please. And yeah, much love. You're the best, Bebop-roni.
Bebop.
Not to be confused with pepperoni.
Yeah, the reason why Miriah and I shows all over the place is because of me, because she's free whenever, but I have such a weird schedule. So, but I try to make it work. I always try to get you guys, me and Miriah try to get you guys a show once a week for sure, whether it's a Tuesday, a Friday, a Saturday, whatever. Like, so we love y'all.
Yep. I'll see you all Tuesday, back with my guys, Ryan and Bashar. Remember, we are on Bashar's channel this week, so 6 Pacific time on 49er Minded's channel. Yeah, I'll see you all there. And me and Tia will be back sometime.
Mhm.
No, we're I'm not going to say the opposite of live. So, but we're going off air now. So better late than never, but we're leaving. So thanks, sis. Oh, she said that too. Well, better late than never.
Exactly. Great
Love
minds
you,
think
sis.
alike, I guess, huh?
All right. Love you, fam. We're out of here.
All right,
Everybody
take
have a
care,
great
everybody.
rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend.